In this next unit, we're going to talk about slope. We see slope everywhere we look. For example, if we're talking about mountains, we can see that the slope of this mountain is going down from left to right. Or if you can imagine a skier on this mountain, they would have to go downhill. Over here, if you're thinking about maybe a hiker, for this example, they would be going uphill. The slope of this mountain is going up from left to right. And then we can see this last diagram where there is absolutely no hill. So we're going to talk about the different ways of interpreting slope. This guy right here is on a skateboard. As you can see, he's probably having sort of a difficult time because he's going uphill from left to right. So if we were to talk about the slope of this line, we would say that this is a positive slope because he's going up from left to right. Over here, it'd be a lot easier for him going left to right. He would be going downhill, and we refer to that as being a negative slope. Right here, he's just going in a straight line. And for this example, if we're talking about the slope, this would be referred to as a zero slope. And I'm going to show you the 4 different examples in a slide coming up. And right here you can see he'd probably have a hard time doing this and most likely injure himself. So this particular slope we refer to as undefined. Now in class, we are going to become well acquainted with SlopeDude, and SlopeDude will really help you figure out the different types of slopes. So here we go. You can write this down. Slope can either be positive, going up from left to right, negative, going down from left to right, zero slope, and the way I like to remember this is a horizontal line can be turned into a Z for 0. And last but not least, undefined. And this straight line, this vertical line right here, can be turned into a U for undefined. So here's what slope is all about. It's this right here is the symbol for slope. Just gonna put that in parentheses. I don't know why they came up with M, but they did. And so M equals rise over run. It's the change in the y values over the change in the x values, and we're certainly going to talk about what that means. Let's look in this example. All I'm going to do is count from this point to this point, and I'm always going to count up or down first, and then I'm going to go to the right. So for this example, again, slope excuse me, slope is rise over run. So I'm going to start at this point and just count how many squares I can see. So that's 1, 2, 3. So in the numerator is going to be 3. And then I'm going to count how many I would run over. 1, 2. So the slope of this line is 3 over 2. And it's positive because the line is going up from left to right. In this next example, the line is going down from left to right. That means it's a negative slope. So I'm going to start with that. I'm just going to make it negative right away. And again, I'm going to count. How many would I go from this point to this point? So I'm going to go down first. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going down 5 and over 1, 2, 3. So the slope of this line is negative 5/3. For this example, it's a little more difficult because we're not given the points. So instead, you have to make your own points. Notice how in the previous example, the points are found wherever it is right in the 4 corners of these 4 boxes. that point is right in the middle of those 4 boxes on the corners. So that's what we're looking for. So in this particular example, I can see a point right here, and I can see a point right here. And so I'm going to have you go ahead and find the slope of this. So remember, it's going up from left to right. You're going to count up and over. So we'll call this example 3 in your notes. This is example 4. I want you to try this one as well. Keeping in mind, you have to make it negative. You find the points you're on your own for this one. And last but not least, this slope would be undefined because it's a vertical line. Undefined. And we will continue with this in class.